Okay, this is my Lindsay Beth. This is our firstborn child, one of 4. So today I have with us my firstborn child, our lastborn child, and our firstborn grandchild that's hiding behind her granddaddy. Busy. Come over here, Isabel. Okay, so all the interesting, come over here, Isabel. So all the interesting gadgets that I end up with, or we end up with, is because I go to Lindsay's house and I find all these things and I go, Lindsay, what on earth is this and how do you use it? She goes, Mom. And then she starts to explain to me and I go, wow, that's the neatest thing I've ever seen. So this is June 19th, I think. This was given to me back in May for Mother's Day. You and Caroline gave it to me? Mm-hmm. Okay. So my girls gave me this for Mother's Day. Our girls gave me this for Mother's Day. And the beautiful thing about this, now if I'm not explaining this correctly, you can jump in at any time, okay? All right. So the beautiful thing about this is that this, once it gets the meat cooked, it stays at that temperature without ever increasing, so it never overcooks. Is that correct?
Pretty good, yeah.
Okay, go. Now you tell us about it.
Well, it's a sous vide cooker, so you're cooking in a water bath. So we're going to start by searing the meat. So let's heat our cast iron.
Okay, so what we're going to cook is a pork tenderloin. This is just one that I picked up just today from the grocery store. And Lindsay came in town. I knew that I wanted her to show me how to properly use this. So we are going to get started. Lindsay's going to sear
While we wait for that to sear, will you fill that up with hot water?
Yes, how far up does it go with hot water?
Pretty far.
Like
3/4.
Go at least 3/4 with it, but go as hot water as you can. It helps you get the temperature faster.
That's what the
It's okay,
directions
that's
say.
it.
Okay.
That's supposed to be
Bring
like
it over
that.
and it just tips up.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
You just open it up enough to get the water in it, Mom.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's not plugged in.
Don't get the thing wet though.
It's actually going to get wet because they don't get to the top of it, right? Yeah. I think it's the top of it.
Okay, so the water here, we have it, I don't know if this is good or bad, but we have it pretty hot. So this is going to heat up pretty
That's like
quickly.
garlic or something, I think.
What do you think that?
It's just a pork tenderloin.
Walnut.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's an easy pre-marinated pork tenderloin. Easy peasy.
I like what we eat.
I stuck it in a Ziploc bag.
After searing it.
After searing it. Typically, I recommend using name brand Ziploc bags. Mom had Harris Teeter brand, so we're going to make that work today.
It's freezer.
It is freezer quality. She tells me that makes it okay. Just because people worry about heated up plastics, but if you have name brand Ziploc bags, it's not a concern.
Okay, pick that up, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Is that enough?
We'll see. We may have to add more. I need to figure out what temperature. It said on the packaging 160, but I think that might be a little high.
No, I think it's right. 160's right. Is there? 160's right, Nelson. It's okay.
160's right. Okay.
It is.
Okay. Well, Mom's not kidding about her water temperature. It's already 132 degrees in here.
Yeah, it'll scald. It'll burn the mess of it.
Okay, so basically what you're trying to do,
What do you need?
I need something to put in. Okay. So basically you're trying to get this and submerged in the water, and the water pushes the air out of the bag. See how the bag is sealing up and sealing around the meat? We're going to actually clip the edge of the bag into here, and then we're going to turn this to 160.
Get up there so you can see it.
And there's an app component that you can use with some of the Anova products, but we don't have that. This works just fine. Okay, so we're going to tighten that in there. So basically what this is going to start doing, and you tell it to play. So you hear how now it's circulating?
Yep.
Okay, so it's going to circulate the water, bringing it up to temperature, and once it gets to the proper temperature, it will hold it there. We're not going to put a timer on it. I would probably cook this like 3 hours maybe, but I mean, it's up to you. I would take its temperature though. I'd get a meat thermometer and take its temperature at about the 3-hour mark and make sure your internal temperature has gotten to 160. But you should be good. And then
Okay, well let me ask you this. It has enough water in it.
yeah, if it doesn't have enough water in it, it'll tell you. The mechanism will say it's too low. The water's too low.
Okay, so wait a minute. So what mechanism? Where do I see that on here?
This screen would tell you if the water was too low.
Gotcha.
But you could add more. You've got quite a bit of space in here. You could add more water to that.
Okay, so and does the water evaporate as it cooks?
Not usually. Usually 160 it's not boiling, so you're gonna, and that's another reason you keep the lid on it.
Okay.
So you retain your water in the container. I mean, we've cooked things for overnight and not lost any water. Now, 160, you might want to put some trivets underneath that. Do you have any trivets?
Sure. I
Yeah.
have tons of trivets.
Okay.
They're yours. You gave them to me.
Great. You should put something underneath that just to get it up off the counter. Some countertops it wouldn't bother it, but I would just be careful unless you're perfectly sure your countertop can handle that temperature.
Here, there's trivets.
Trivets.
Okay, so you want to pick it up?
Sure. Okay. There you go. Yeah. So you just set it and forget it, and then when you're done, you'll slice it up if you want. You can sear it off to get some marks on the outside of it. I don't usually, especially if I'm going to slice it thin and put it in sandwiches, I don't see that it adds any additional benefit. So, anyway.
Well, that's awesome. And so this takes how long? Just that, here's what happens. When it gets up to 160.
When it gets up to 160, I would keep it it needs to go for at least 3 hours.
Okay. So it's 2. So we're 5.
Yeah, but you could leave it. You could leave it all night.
Okay, so once it gets to 160, like I said in the very beginning,
Yeah.
it's not going to ever increase in temperature. It's going to stay right there
It's
at
going to hold the
160.
temperature at 160.
Okay.
So,
Unlike a crock pot continues to
get hot, to
get
overcook
hot
your
and
food.
overcook your food.
Yeah.
This doesn't
Will not
do that.
overcook your food.
Okay,
Yeah.
well this is perfect. Well, I'm excited about this, and I'm glad you were willing to show me how to do this.
Okay, and then you now have a video to reference in case you have questions. So.
I do, and the rest of the world does too. So this is my Lindsay Beth right here. I love her. She puts up with me. It's a good thing.
Knock me down.
I lose my footing. Okay, so Lindsay and Isabel have left and gone back to Charlotte. And Lindsay said it was going to take about 3 hours for the meat to get done, but once it hit the internal temperature of 160, it just maintains it. It doesn't go any higher, it just stays that way. So in the meantime, I have baked sweet potatoes, I have roasted vegetables, I have sauteed onions. And now this is just ready to come out and be sliced. So I'm doing this for the first time. You're seeing it. So I'm just going to gently pull this up out of the water. It's hot, so I'm bringing it down over the sink so no water will drip on me. And then this is a Ziploc bag. And I'm going to gently transfer this meat to this platter. Okay, so now I'm just going to test the temperature of the meat. It's cooked, it's fine. It's perfect. Okay, now I'm just going to slice it up. And after I slice it up, we are going to have perfect, just absolutely perfect. We are going to have, like I said earlier, some roasted vegetables, baked sweet potato, complements pork really, really well. And I have sauteed onions, and they're going to be amazing with this. Okay, now I'm going to put onions over it. And these onions are special. They're Vidalia onions. They've just simply been sauteed in butter. And then the dahlia onions are just amazing as they are. But Timothy's friend Jeff and Kathleen have taught us to add a little bit of brown sugar and just let it marry for a little while. And the flavor is amazing. And I think it makes for a really good presentation. So we're about to put dinner on the table.